Welcome to Tired Mommy Revival. Hey mama, are you running on coffee fumes? Feeling like brain fog, fatigue, and anxiety are running the show? Do you wake up dreading the day ahead, already overwhelmed by the endless to-do list and unsure how you'll make it through? Do you long for the energy to enjoy motherhood and care for yourself, but feel stuck and unsure where to start? Let me remind you of something life-changing. You were created for more energy, more clarity, more joy. Hi, I'm Jerusha, certified holistic wellness coach, wife and mom to 2 wild boys and 1 baby girl in heaven. I know the exhaustion you're feeling because I've been there, barely making it through the day, relying on coffee and chocolate to survive, and wondering why nothing I tried ever made me feel better. Then, God stepped in and revealed a powerful truth. A woman's body is beautifully and uniquely designed to thrive. When we align with how God created us, we can boost our energy, bust through fatigue, and step into the vibrant, joy-filled life He has for us. Mama, I'm living proof that it's possible. These days, I wake up refreshed, nourish my body with intention, and navigate the chaos of motherhood with patience and peace. Most days. And I want to help you do the same. If you're ready to swap exhaustion for energy, brain fog for clarity, and guilt for grace, you're in the right place. Each week, we'll dive into practical strategies, faith-filled truths, and empowering tools to renew your health, body, soul, and spirit. Are you ready for this? Let's do it, mama. If you've been in Target lately, you've probably noticed those immune supplement shelves are emptying faster than pumpkin spice creamer. Everyone's grabbing vitamin C packets, Airborne, immune gummies, whatever promises to keep the family healthy through flu season. And I get it, because for years, that was me too. I truly believed supplements would make or break my health. Every podcast, every doctor, every health article seemed to tell me I was missing something. One more nutrient, one more capsule, one more must have. So I made my lists. I tried to get everything to match up perfectly. This one for absorption, that one for hormones, this one only works if I take it with that one. Honestly, sometimes it felt like it became my full-time job to manage my own supplements. And it was expensive. But one day, God gently interrupted that hamster wheel. He helped me see that everything I was working so hard to orchestrate, He had already designed naturally. The nutrients I was trying to pair just right, He already did that in creation. The combinations that make nutrients actually work, He built those into real food. That revelation set me free from stress, from striving, and from spending half my grocery budget on bottles. And I started putting that energy and money into better food instead. So today, I want to talk about supplements, what helps, what's hype, and how to use them in a way that truly supports your body during flu season. Because the truth is, you can't supplement your way out of a weak foundation. But when your foundation is strong, supplements can be a wonderful bonus tool. Let's be real for a minute. Have you ever stood in the vitamin aisle wondering, am I even taking the right thing? Do these work? Am I just buying expensive pee? We've all been there. Between the powders, gummies, and capsules, it's overwhelming. We want to do what's right for our health, but the supplement world is confusing and honestly full of mixed messages. Should you take vitamin C every day? Is magnesium really that important? What about probiotics? If you've been following along with this flu season survival series, you already know, mama, our immune health starts in the gut. It's shaped by stress and sugar, and it thrives on rest and nourishment. Supplements can support those systems, but they can't replace them. Supplements are the helpers, not the heroes. Here's what most people don't realize. The supplement industry is basically the Wild West. It's almost completely unregulated. Companies can make vague claims like supports immune function or boosts energy without ever proving it. Worse, many companies process their ingredients at high heat, which destroys the delicate nutrients that give those supplements their healing power. Others cut corners with cheap fillers, artificial dyes, and synthetic forms your body barely recognizes. So you end up spending money on something that sounds great, but doesn't actually nourish you, maybe even at all. And that's where discernment comes in. Because as moms, we're not just caring for ourselves, we're caring for the health of our families. It can be incredibly disappointing to learn that the things that you are investing so much money in to boost your health are actually letting you down. But here's what I want you to know: no one is going to steward your health better than you. And no one is looking out for your best interests when it comes to the supplement companies. They're wildly unregulated. There's nobody there to hold them accountable for false claims or to check the quality or potency of the ingredients that they're including in there, or even how much of that thing they're actually including in there besides added fillers. Most supplement companies are not looking out for your health. They're looking for the bottom dollar. They are trying to make a profit. And trust me, I am the last person to ever get on board with a conspiracy theory. But I will tell you, the more you know, the less you trust supplement companies. So, what is really important is to look for quality companies. Because this has been an industry standard, there have been people who have created companies whose purpose is to rise above and actually do good in the supplement industry. I always encourage looking for companies that truly value people and the planet, not just profits. One I personally trust is Ancient Nutrition, which is founded by Dr. Josh Axe and Dr. Jordan Rubin. They are both Christian men and they grow their ingredients on organic, regenerative farmland that they own right here in the US, including in Tennessee. They process everything really carefully to protect nutrients and maintain integrity for ingredients because wellness still matters. That's the kind of care I look for in a supplement. I have come to follow these two guys over the years. I've seen them speak to different ministers like the Beveres. I have read their books. I have seen them talk about wellness and never mention their own supplement company because they truly care about wellness and what they're doing in the world. I love knowing that I live in the same state where some of my supplements are being processed, but the fact that they're being processed on land that is being stewarded well is exactly what God asks us to do in the Bible. They're literally living it and then they're offering their supplements to us. So, there are good companies out there, but you need to be very careful about researching where you're getting your supplements from if you want it to be worth the money that you're spending. If you're buying your vitamins off the shelf of Walmart or Target, I'm sorry, mama, but it's probably not worth your hard-earned money. Instead, find a reputable company and know that when you're investing in good supplements that they're going to do the most for your body and for the planet. Now, let's talk about supplements and kind of how they really came into being. We live in a world obsessed with what we call nutritionism. This belief that we can isolate vitamins and minerals and get the same results as eating whole food. This is a fairly new thing in the history of people. But that's not how God designed nourishment to work. Nutrients were never meant to act alone. They were created to work together. We see this happen naturally in nature. Vitamin C pairs with bioflavonoids found naturally in citrus. Iron absorbs better when eaten with vitamin C. Fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K need healthy fats to activate. Even traditional cultures understood this. They paired fermented veggies with heavy meals, soaked grains before cooking, and combined foods intentionally for digestion and balance. These weren't random traditions, and they weren't just lucky. They were rhythms of wisdom that honored the way our bodies were designed. Many native cultures understood how to optimize the foods that were around them to get the most benefits and nutrition out of them. Nowadays, we try to isolate those nutrients and supplements and then try to recreate what's supposed to happen naturally in our food because we've now separated them and now we have to try to get them to all work together again. And so when it feels like this is confusing and this is a lot of hard work, that's because we're actually trying to do something that is very unnatural. It's called nutritionism, and I don't know what it's called when we just lean on God's original design. It's called just eating your veggies, I guess, but it's a lot easier. So let's move on. Let's talk about bioavailability because this is another important part of the conversation when it comes to supplements. Bioavailability is your body's ability to actually use what you give it. Bioavailability is a two-sided coin. One side is your gut. It needs to be healthy enough to absorb the nutrients you take in. You are not as healthy as what you eat. You're only as healthy as what you absorb. We talked about that more in depth in episode 54, Build Your Gut Health, Strengthen Your Immune System from the Inside Out. So if you didn't catch that conversation, go back and listen to it for more of those details. The other side of the coin is the supplement itself. It needs to be made in a form your body recognizes and can actually use. If either one of those is off, you're wasting your effort and your money. That's why focusing on gut health and choosing high quality supplements matters so much more than just adding more bottles to your shelf. Now, let me be clear. Our family takes supplements. Everyone from adults to kids are taking some kind of multivitamin or supplement that fits the unique needs of their age and stage. But over the years, I have actually cut back on supplements because I've realized that I didn't need everything I was taking, and we could save a lot of money in our budget by simply reducing things down to what really mattered. So let's talk about what everyone's grabbing off the shelves this time of year and what's actually worth your time. We're going to talk about what supplements are help and which ones are hype. First off is vitamin C. This is mostly hype. Now hear me out, okay? When colds hit, vitamin C packets of all kinds of sorts fly off the shelves. But most are made from ascorbic acid, which is just one piece of the vitamin C complex. It's missing the cofactors and bioflavonoids your body needs to use it properly. In short, vitamin C is a whole complex antioxidant. And when we're taking it from something off of the shelf, we're taking one tiny piece of that antioxidant and just dousing our system with it. But here's the thing. Too much ascorbic acid can even stress your adrenals. We think, oh, you can't overdose on vitamin C because it's water soluble and whatever excess you have in your system will just wash right out. No problem. But here's something unique you should know about your body and vitamin C. Your adrenals, which is a hormone center in your body that is primarily responsible for managing your stress hormones, uses vitamin C as a raw material to make those hormones. It relies on a lot of vitamin C. So when you're taking a ton of ascorbic acid from those supplements over the counter, this can stress your adrenals. It's kind of like a chemical burn on your hormone system. This is one of the big reasons that I say that vitamin C from the store is hype. The vitamin C's that you're buying off the shelves or online are going to be nominally effective compared to real whole vitamin C in its complete antioxidant form. So instead of pounding supplements, try whole food sources. Lemons are incredible in vitamin C. Also, other citrus like oranges, even berries, bell peppers, and parsley. One of my favorite ways to get it is through the simple lemon ginger tea. If you've been following this series, you've heard me talk about this before. It's soothing, anti-inflammatory, and helps your immune system stay strong. Plus, you're getting a daily dose of vitamin C for a fraction of the cost. So save yourself $30 a bottle and go buy your lemons instead. When I make the tea, I just get some hot water, fresh lemon juice, some grated ginger, and a drizzle of raw honey. That's it. I will have the recipe for you in the flu season survival guide, which is coming out. It really, really is. I promise. But for kids, you can also get them to drink lemon juice too. Just make a gentler version with some warm water, honey, a squeeze of lemon, and a splash of elderberry syrup for a little extra berry flavor. Or if you are giving them electrolyte powders like we've talked about before, you can just squeeze some lemon into there as well. Usually they're sweet enough that the kids don't even notice they're there, and they get an extra boost of vitamin C too. This simple rhythm will do more for your immune health than most supplements ever could. Next up is vitamin D. This is a help, okay? This is something I actually highly recommend in winter. Vitamin D is essential, not just for your mood, but for your immune system. In the summer, our family doesn't supplement with vitamin D at all, okay? We spend a lot of time outside in the garden, so we get plenty of sunshine. We're getting that vitamin D through our skin naturally. In the winter, that changes. Even if we get outside for a bit, we're bundled up because it's cold, so there's not much skin exposure for the sun to reach. That's why I always recommend vitamin D for families, especially for women during the winter months. Look for vitamin D3 in the form of cholecalciferol, I hope I said that right, which is the form your body makes from sunlight. And choose one that includes vitamin K2 as well. That combination will make sure that you absorb that vitamin D properly and you get the most benefits out of it. Of course, still try to get outside whenever you can. Sunshine and fresh air are God's original medicine, and it will still do so much good for your mental health and be a great pick-me-up for your mood in the winter months too. Next up is zinc. This is a help. Zinc strengthens white blood cells, which are your immune system's first responders. Look for zinc picolinate or zinc gluconate. Again, not totally sure if I'm saying those right. But these two forms are what your body can actually absorb. Avoid anything that says zinc oxide, okay? It's not going to get absorbed in your system. It's barely going to do anything for you. You can also get zinc naturally from foods like pumpkin seeds, beef, lentils, and chickpeas. This is one of those nutrients where food sources and short-term supplementation can work beautifully together. Again, this is another thing we do during the winter months. Next up is magnesium, and this is a help too. I am a huge promoter of magnesium, especially for women. Magnesium is one of the most important minerals in your body, and one most people are usually deficient in. It supports over 300 functions in your body, including stress recovery, muscle relaxation, and sleep. During the holidays, these are literally three of the things we need the absolute most. And when you're stressed, your magnesium levels can get depleted really easily. The best forms to take internally are magnesium glycinate, which is great for calming and sleep, or magnesium malate, which is also great for energy. Magnesium citrate is useful for constipation, but can cause stomach upset if used long term. So I recommend that one only when needed. But here's my favorite way to get magnesium: through the skin. Magnesium is beautifully absorbed topically. I use a magnesium lotion every night before bed, especially on my shoulders where I carry a lot of tension. It helps with stress, muscle soreness, and sleep. And honestly, it's the most relaxing bedtime routine. Magnesium lotion will do the most for you, mama. I will put a link to my favorite one down below. If you've never tried it, start with that. It's one of the easiest ways to replenish your magnesium and feel the benefits almost immediately. Next up on our list is omega-3 fats, and this is a help. Omega-3s calm inflammation and support the brain, heart, and immune system. Look for fish oils that list EPA and DHA, and this is important, are third party tested for purity. Remember when we talked about how some things need to be processed at low temperatures to retain all of their nutrients and benefits? Omega-3 oils are one of those things. If you are getting these from Walmart, let me tell you, stop right now. Please, 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 if you're going to take an omega-3 supplement, make sure that you're getting it from a really high quality provider who is third party testing, processing at low levels, and checking for the highest quality. Of course, the best way to get it is go the food route and eat wild caught salmon, sardines, walnuts, flax seeds, and chia seeds. God's design still wins every time, mamas. Coming up next is probiotics, which is a help, but choose wisely. Your gut is your immune system's command center, but not all probiotics actually work. Here's something most people don't realize. If a probiotic supplement has to be refrigerated to stay alive, it definitely won't survive your body temperature. If you're taking a supplement that says requires refrigeration, it's because if you put it out on the shelf at room temperature, it's not going to survive. If it won't survive at, say, 70 degrees on the shelf, how is it going to survive in your body at 98.6 degrees? Those probiotics are dead before they ever reach your gut. So if you're going to take a supplement, make sure that you choose, again, a high quality one. Make sure that it doesn't require refrigeration. Ancient Nutrition does have really excellent choices for probiotics, and they have quite a few different varieties too. So I definitely recommend those. But again, living foods are going to be your best option. Some of the best ways to get probiotics in your system, and honestly, the cheapest, is to get it through food. If you've never heard of it, kefir is an excellent, excellent resource. And honestly, I think the best way to get probiotics into your system. Milk kefir is one of the best probiotics you can find. It has trillions of good bacteria in every glass, and you can buy it at most grocery stores. But if you don't love the yogurt-like smoothie texture, try water kefir instead. I honestly have not seen water kefir in the store, but you can get kits to make it at home. It's more like a juice, and sometimes you can get it to get fizzy, almost like a natural soda. Both of these options are going to have trillions of live bacteria that go into your body. If you have done any research on probiotic supplements, you'll realize that they go up into the billions of units as far as probiotics go. But kefir, whether it's milk or water kefir, naturally come in trillions of good bacteria, probiotics that are going into your system. And honestly, it tastes amazing, it's a fraction of the cost, and you're getting way more bang for your buck. Now, another thing that's also really incredible for probiotics and your gut health is fermented veggies. Oftentimes, you will hear the recommendation to eat sauerkraut or kimchi. But if you're like me, you may have bought some from the store before only to figure out that you don't really love them. We kind of grow up in a culture where we're not always used to eating those things, and so they can feel really kind of sour and bitter, and we're left wondering, how in the world are we actually supposed to eat these things? The other thing too is that a lot of sauerkraut in the store is not necessarily full of probiotics. The process for how it's made and the way that it's processed and packaged to maintain integrity of those probiotics is super important. And because it's usually sitting for so long before it actually gets to you and you open it up and eat it, it's usually really potent. Instead, I would recommend actually making sauerkraut yourself at home. Now, if that sounds intimidating, start with something called curtido. It's a Salvadorian style fermented slaw that's mild, a little tangy, and so delicious on tacos. Okay, who doesn't want to eat more tacos? Get yourself a curtido recipe Culture it, eat those on your tacos, and enjoy all the delicious benefits of probiotics. It's gut friendly, family friendly, and again, a fraction of the price of probiotic capsules. Okay, next up is black seed oil, which is a help. Okay, now most people may not be buying this, but if they're not, they should. If you listen to the episode in the series about fighting the flu naturally, you might have heard me talk about black seed oil. It's been used for thousands of years for its immune and anti inflammatory benefits. It helps your body fight infection naturally and supports recovery from illness. Now, again, quality matters here. Look for cold pressed, organic black seed oil in a dark glass bottle. It protects the delicate compounds that make it powerful. Avoid cheap, mass produced oils that have been heated or refined because they lose almost all their benefit. This is one of my family's favorite winter supplements because it's easy to take and gentle on the stomach. And even though I'm not a big fan of gummies, they do come in a gummy form, which I happily give to my kids. Now we're moving on to B vitamins, and this is help. Your B vitamins play a huge role in energy, metabolism, and mood, which is especially important during stressful seasons. When choosing a supplement, look for methylated B vitamins. Methylated just means the vitamin is in an activated form your body can use immediately. In society, there's actually a large group of people who have a genetic variation. It's called MTHFR. And this is where the body actually struggles to convert regular B vitamins into usable form. Whether you have that genetic variation or not, methylated B vitamins are going to be, I don't even know how many times. I want to say 10 times. I don't know if that's specifically true, but it's going to be above and beyond more accessible and bioavailable to your body if it's in that form. You can also get B vitamins naturally through animal proteins like eggs, meat, and fish, as well as lentils, leafy greens, and legumes like beans. And last but not least is multivitamins. Now, this I have as mostly hype, okay? Don't get me wrong, we all take multivitamins of some kind, but I did a lot of research to make sure we were taking good ones. The thing is that most multivitamins can contain synthetic nutrients that aren't well absorbed. And if you start really diving into multivitamins, not only will your brain be spinning, but you will see a huge discrepancy in the percentages that are included for the daily values, the combinations of vitamins that come in multivitamins. It literally, back to the Wild West, you guys. Wild West out here with the multivitamin scene. It is insane. If you want one, choose a whole food based brand like Ancient Nutrition, Garden of Life, or even Mega Food. All three of these companies focus on nutrient dense, naturally sourced ingredients. But remember, your most powerful multivitamin grows in your garden. Make sure to get a well rounded diet full of leafy greens, foods high in vitamin C, and all those natural nutrients that are going to be the foundation of your health. And remember that a multivitamin is meant to come in as that insurance policy and provide backup for the missing pieces in your nutrition. Before we wrap up, let's talk about a few fan favorites that almost everyone grabs this time of year because the packaging screams immune support, but they're really just hype. Things like Airborne, Emergen-C packets, and fizzy immune powders that might seem like a quick fix, but most are just sugar water mixed with synthetic vitamin C. The sugar actually weakens your immune system for several hours after you drink it, and that ascorbic acid form of vitamin C can stress your adrenals instead of supporting them. So while it tastes energizing, it's not real nourishment. Then there are immune gummies and defense blends. They're often full of glucose syrups, dyes, and artificial flavoring with tiny isolated doses of vitamins that your body barely absorbs. Most people don't realize that you need to eat half the bottle to get a meaningful amount of nutrients, which I do not recommend, by the way. Gummies can be really tricky because it takes so much to make that gummy texture that it's hard to really maintain the integrity of the nutrients in them. I kind of intuitively knew this, but one year it really hit me when I decided to get elderberry gummies for my kids. And I started to notice that when we took the gummies, we didn't feel half as good as when we took the elderberry syrup that we had in the refrigerator. It was just way more potent. And honestly, elderberry syrup tastes so good as it is. There's really no need to actually put it in a gummy form. I don't know why I decided that year that I thought gummies would be better than the syrup, but I've never bought them since because it feels like such a waste of our resources and the energy that we're putting into trying to feel better faster. Also, it is very, very hard to find gummies that aren't also packed with a lot of sugar. As often as possible, we say no to gummies and just go for the real stuff, whether it's a capsule or a liquid. One more thing that's also really hype are those mega dose zinc lozenges or triple action immune pills. They might shorten a cold slightly, but over time, they can throw off your mineral balance and even irritate your stomach lining. You also have to remember that it's hard to find these that are honestly really good quality. Most of the time, they're processed at high heat, they have fillers added in, and then they're put on the shelves and marketed to you as medicine. So, if you've been stocking up on those boost products, don't feel guilty. We've all done it. But most of them are more marketing than medicine. You're better off spending the same money on real lemons, ginger, garlic, herbal teas, and whole food vitamin sources that your body actually recognizes and can use. Because God's design for healing never came in a fizzy packet. Now, along with immune health, we can't forget about emotional health. Winter can be hard. There's less sunlight, shorter days, and more time indoors. These nutrients are especially helpful for both your mind and your mood. Vitamin D boosts serotonin and emotional stability. Magnesium calms your nervous system and eases anxiety. Omega 3s help balance brain chemistry and reduce inflammation. And B vitamins support energy, hormones, and emotional regulation. In addition to these supplements for your physical health, if you listen to the episode about stress and the flu and how peace can protect your immune system, you also know that warmth, rest, laughter, and time in God's presence is also some of the best medicine, not just for your soul, but physiologically for your body too. That is a whole other conversation I'm not going to dive into, but if you didn't catch that episode, make sure you go back and listen to it because it was so good. Now, here's what I want you to remember, Mama. Supplements can be wonderful tools, but they are not the foundation of health. The foundation is what we've been building together in this flu season survival series. Caring for your gut, managing stress and sugar, reducing inflammation, eating real nutrient-rich food, and resting and trusting God with your health. That's the foundation. Supplements are just the finishing touches. Before you buy another bottle, pause and ask, is this helping me align with God's design? Or am I chasing another quick fix? Your health isn't hiding in a capsule. It's being built daily through rhythms of nourishment, peace, and trust. Be careful of companies that are making huge claims because they are marketing to you based on fear that your health isn't what you want it to be, fear that you're going to get sick, fear that you're not taking enough, and fear that you're really not sure what you're doing and you just might need to pile on another supplement to feel better. But I'm here to tell you, don't give in to any of that. Confidently steward your health. Choose the supplements that are really going to do the most for you. Always make sure that you're choosing high quality and trust in God's design above all else. If you've been following along this far in the series, I just want to say I'm so proud of you. You've been learning, growing, and choosing to care for your body the way God designed. You're not just surviving flu season, you're building resilience for every season. In our next episode and the last one for the series, I'll be sharing something special, the thing I have been promising and has been long awaited, the flu season survival guide. It's going to be full of nourishing recipes and rhythms we've talked about in this series, including my lemon ginger tea and more practical ways to strengthen your immune system naturally. Until then, revisit episode 55. Fight the Flu Nature's Way for natural remedies that actually work for your body, and episode 51, Fall Comfort Food Made Healthy, to eat with the season and protect your family's health meal by meal. You've got this, Mama. Your body was created by God to thrive beautifully, naturally, and in peace. Mama, I hope this episode blessed you and reminded you that you were beautifully and uniquely made to thrive. If today's conversation spoke to your heart, I'd love for you to take a moment to leave a rating and review. Not only does it encourage me, but it helps more tired mamas discover the hope, healing, and energy they've been searching for. You're not in this alone. Make sure to hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Together, we'll reclaim your energy, renew your health, and revive your spirit, one step at a time. Until next time, remember, you are beautifully designed by God to live with energy, clarity, and joy. You're not just surviving, Mama. You're stepping into the vibrant life you were created for. I'm cheering you on.